Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be playing the Sword and Board Bow Dragonknight setup that is on alcasthq.com, link in the description below. And yes, this is a very weird outfit. I like to call it Big Chungus. I think it fits well. I will showcase the outfit at the end, but it's one of the new outfit styles that comes along here. Going to be interesting to see how this build holds up in terms of damage, because it is a little bit more defensive. I am playing in medium armor though, keep that in mind, so it's mostly the sword and board that will make the difference, and our ultimate. Just having in general more block mitigation. Like always, you can find the guide for this arena on alcasthq.com and on eso-hub.com as well. I will keep doing runs with all specs, so you kind of can understand like how you can play in the arena. The sustain so far seems to be good. I'm using Vicious Serpent, which is a very nice set, and Briarheart with Ring of the Wild Hunt. I gotta learn to keep on my dots. Then we should be good to go. I'm going to skip as much as I can, because if you want to do like a speed run, no death and no sigil, or like just a speed run, you don't need to kill the monsters. Let's save my ult. Now you will see, I don't even have to use Echoing Vigor that much, because we have Briarheart, which heals, and Ring of the Wild Hunt. You might think it's weird that I spam Noxious Breath, but the cool thing about Noxious Breath is that it has direct damage, so you can use it as a spammable and as a damage over time effect. The nice thing about it this time is it's AoE damage too. So it's even better actually than some other options. And the AoE damage in here is kinda important because there's always like plenty of monsters. Where did the boss go? Ah, here he is. Probably gonna get the shield. There we go, let's drop it. Or he actually might die before he even gets the shield, sure. Now this boss, he will heal back up, so you should kill them at the same time, but honestly it's just much more comfortable like this. The only thing you really need to avoid on this boss fight is his heavy attack, because it one-shots you. Now you see, my sustain is actually pretty nice. I can just do a heavy attack from now and then we're good to go. Maybe the ultimate. A nice thing about the Stamina Dragonknight with this setup, poison abilities are very cheap. Like they barely cost anything, because we have a passive that reduces poison abilities cost by like 25%. That's why I love this setup so much. And the damage is good, even though we run sword and board. In some cases, feels like it's like almost on par with like my two-hander bow setups, which are optimized for damage. It's gonna be interesting to see how the boss fights are going to hold up, because the boss fights are more difficult on stamina quite a bit compared to Magicka. Let me try not to pull the other guy. Okay, he died, nice. Like always, the build and so on, it's all on alcasthq.com. Always check the link for, like, check the description for links, not the link for descriptions. I kind of like this build because it feels like unique and it's fun to play. Let's try, let's see. For now I'm still using Dawnbreaker. Maybe I will swap to Spell Wall for more mitigation. The thing is, on Dragonknights you gotta keep pumping out damage, like ultimates, to restore resources from battle, or if you don't do that we will not really have a lot of resource restore. I am using Consuming Trap though. I like to put Consuming Trap on small monsters, and then when they die, you can see I get like 8,000 stamina. It's insane how much resources you regain. But the thing is, like you can see here now on this boss, there's only one enemy, so like I don't really have the choice. This one will be tricky. Because on magical setups, this fight is very easy. Because you can just stay ranged. You don't have to worry about anything at all, pretty much. But we don't have that luxury on stamina. So if you get close to that eye and the boss does the, well, this AoE thingy, it actually kills him. Like this one. Almost. You have to do a little bit of damage, but not a lot. I just gotta be careful and keep my dots running as much as possible. The thing though is sometimes... yeah, I think I will keep up. I'm not really in great danger so far, but now I actually... okay, that's why. Gotta kill this guy. There we go. That dude places a debuff on you, so you take more damage. And you really need to get rid of that instantly. Let's use a spell worm one more time, because why not? Yeah, so it's mostly, you just gotta be careful when the eye shows up, immediately kill it. But other than that, let's see. Yeah, Pyrelord 60%, Vigor 18%, Briarheart 10%. We just have a lot of like base healing. Like we have a lot of healing that Briarheart and Ring of the Pyrelord, where we don't have to do anything. So I don't even need to keep up echoing Vigor all the time. So on stamina, blue, then red, because now we can get the health buff, and then from red to green, so we can get the stamina buff as well. The problem is the green arena, the last boss, is the most difficult boss fight, so it's kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. But we will see how it goes. We could try to just ignore the health, wait, when we go green... blue, yeah, then we don't get the stamina buff, but it would be probably still easier, to be honest. Because the boss, the Minotaur boss, is such a pain in the ass. So you see now the power of Noxious Breath AoE damage, pretty strong. Of course you can use like Power Slam from Sword and Board or Stone Giant. But they're both single target and they barely do more damage, so just use Noxious Breath. It's a way better option. Kinda sad, and I'm still annoyed because Stamina Dragonknight is kind of my main setup. That they were reworking the Stone Giant, or like a new spammable for us. And then we got that garbage stone giant, or stone fist, or whatever you call it. That triggered me to no end. And up to today, it's still pretty much garbage. Nobody likes to use it, while Sauce seems to keep insisting on keeping it, which is sad. On the other hand, again, it's probably more like the person that makes all the balance changes mains a Nightblade. So yeah, that's why maybe other classes don't get as much love. That's not necessarily his fault, because he mains a Nightblade. It's more the problem that like each class should have at least one dev which is focusing on that class. Because it's the same for me. I really like, I think Warden is the least class. It's like the class I play the least. So I also don't care much about it, right? So it's probably the same for the developer. It's like he mains a Nightblade, so he doesn't really give a shit about the other setups. Maybe to some extent on the Excel sheet or something like that, sure. But playing a class and just Fury crafting on paper is two different things. Anyway, let's see. This is going to be interesting. I'm gonna drop the ulti immediately, so we have it ready in the second phase. Now this fight is actually nice if you have Vicious Serpent or False God for that matter, because you can just go kill scams if you need sustain. Because every time an enemy dies, you get like 2.3k resources. And they barely have any health. Let me throw this. Very nice. They barely do any damage, so they're kind of like a nice resource pick. I could probably go from 0 stamina to almost max in 2 seconds with these scams if I really want to. Kinda interesting to see, because I feel like our damage is barely lower than with a normal DPS setup. Okay, let's kill them, they're a little bit much. Okay, one more, sure. Now I can just block and spam breath, I guess. Damage over time effects are a very important piece of the puzzle though. You gotta keep your damage over time effects up. It will make a huge difference. Especially because we are using Ring of the Wild Hunt. Now keep in mind, I do have different setups on alcasthq.com, so if you don't have access to mythic items, that's not too big of a deal. There's a setup without. But it will be a lot easier, I can tell you that, if you have the mythic piece. Or any solo build for that matter. Because if I don't have Pyrelord, I would have to keep up Echoing Vigor all the time. Also, one note on Echoing Vigor, we are using Echoing Vigor and not Resolving Vigor. Because Echoing Vigor lasts 10 seconds, opposed to Resolving Vigor, which only lasts 4 seconds. The heal is more powerful enough anyway, so it doesn't matter which one you use. And then, because we have the choice, We want to use the long version, which lasts 10 seconds. I mentioned this specifically because a lot of people complain. It's like, why are you using Echoing Vigor and not resolving? Are you stupid? It's like, no. The opposite. Okay, there is no orb here, so we're gonna pick the one there. There is a secret boss back there, and there could be an orb, but it would take too long to actually make a detour just for that. When you do heavy attack these lava orbs, please stay close. Because if you're too far away, you might not get the buff. I've seen some people like heavy attack it from far away and then they didn't get the buff and they die in the lava. Now this here is a little bit tricky. It looks not dangerous, but these mobs are actually doing a hell lot of damage. But we have the sword and board wall, so like the ulti. Gotta block a little bit. A lot of incoming damage. I like to dodge roll on the bow bar so we get speed buff. How much health buffs did we get? 4 out of 5. So the last one was probably on the secret boss. But it doesn't matter. Like, you should try to aim for around 3 of them if possible. And anything extra is like luxury, I guess. Now let's see how this boss goes. This one is a little bit tricky, but like, because now here you can't really do anything except heavy attacks and rebuff, reapply dots and so on. So when I'm feeling safe, I will always okay. I guess we're gonna heavy attack this. Because now the floor is lava. Good shot. You could out-heal it. You could actually out-heal it, but it's safer this way. So when the other dude shows up, there he is. Did I just get stunned there? Okay. Now we gotta go ranged again. Just kill these guys. Do heavy attacks, it doesn't really matter. Come on. Now I'm just gonna focus him. And I will ignore the other monster. Man, that guy must be so tired of poison damage. You really want to go out of range even if it's close. Dead. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This setup, beautiful. I did not think it would work that well, to be honest. But it ain't gonna get juicier. Okay. Last phase. Now the mobs get even more annoying and difficult in here, because it's the last phase. So we gotta be very careful now. So I most likely have to keep up my heal more. This guy deals a lot of like light attack damage is fairly annoying, to be honest. You have to be careful with this storm. It kinda can one-shot you, or like two-shot you if you stay in it. Yeah, this troll. Don't trolls take more damage from poison? Or was it disease? Doesn't feel like it. Okay, there we go. Next up, so we want to get the stamina buff. Now we have to kill this dude first. Oh, we probably should kill the mini guy first, because otherwise we can't damage him. Like, how are you still alive, dude? Oh, okay, fine. You can interrupt this. If you don't, he will charge, which is kind of frustrating. But hey, we have a sword and boar stem DK here, so it shouldn't be a problem. You can see I do weapon swap often. If you need a 1-bar build, you also can find that on alcasthq.com. In the solo build section, there's a 1-bar build for on a Magic-Sork and a werewolf setup. However, so far, I really like the sword and boar. The thing is, you have to understand, Stem DK has like very nice spammable, the Noxious Breath. So I don't really have to rely on something like Dizzy Swing or something like I do on a Stem Sword. Now you might think, well, Stem Sword now also has a Stem spammable, but like the Dragonknight, the Stem Sword spammable, the new one, is really hot garbage. That's just a sad truth. But again, it all comes back to the developers. I mean, we can wish. Kinda interesting though that like even though they make good money with the game, there seems to go no extra money into like combat stuff related, like related things, which is kinda annoying. Okay, that was one orb, another one up there. That's lucky. Okay, another boss fight. Let's see. Man, big chunker setup. Gonna be interesting. This boss is also kind of frustrating. Always make sure to use a fragmented shield at least every 20 seconds. The reason why is because it gives you 10% more weapon damage.
This new post serves me better.
You're kinda missing out on that if you're not activating it. There we go. Always follow the glow. You can only damage the guy that like glows either yellowish. So you just have to follow the tracks on the ground. Now I want to keep up Echoing Vigor, because there's 2 of them. Whoa, I blocked that dude, Jesus. Okay, let's do a few heavy attacks. Yeah, this is trickier, not gonna lie. But it's still fine. Just gonna play for my ulti, and then it should be dead.
Your death.
Okay. The reason why this is a lot more difficult now is because this is the last arena. And the problem is, the two most annoying bosses are in the green zone. So, and if you have to pick it as the last arena, it's kind of a double fuck. Maebroogha gets the nice privilege of having this as their first arena. So the most difficult arena they get to do is the hardest one. Bosses will have less health, less damage and all that crap. I could have done some extra heavy attacks though there to like save some more stamina. Because it got kinda tight. And I also could have used Consuming Trap on the wolf to regain stamina. I kinda didn't think of that. Because once again, just a showcase, I get 8,000 stamina back when an enemy dies. And it has Consuming Trap on it. That is a lot. Now let's see. Up to Rahdgarak. Rahdgarak and the last boss are gonna be interesting. Because stamina, or like any setup that plays melee range, is always at a disadvantage. That's why Magma Nightblade and Magma Sork have such a easy time in this arena. It's literally a walk in the park for Mag Sork and Mag Blade. So you can just stay ranged. And roleplay. On the last boss, I will have to be very careful with my sustain, so I gotta do more heavy attacks there, I guess. I might try to pull the boss to the shades, but then he goes out of AoE damage, which kinda sucks too. Oh, I hear another one. Very nice. We can skip these. Well, not if I jump into them. Lol. Now before going in, I should actually use Echoing Vigor. Instead of going in and then, because I don't have any heals active. Let's turn him around because he's gonna do this. Yeah. Would have been fun if he disappeared in the... this seems to do no damage. Interesting. Come on, just die. Nice. Okay. My best friend. Now the other thing that is also unique to this boss, if you teleport up there, he will immediately attack you. It's the only boss that has this cool feature. You should dodge roll this, it's probably better to dodge roll. If you possess the skill. I'm just a little bit afraid of it lagging out and then it wrecks you. Now the nice thing about this part here is that we actually, like, we're running sword and board, so interrupting costs less, which will be very helpful, of course. Come on, boss. So much roleplay. Wait, you're not even moving. Okay, there we go. So if you're doing this as your first arena, the boss has like 2.5 million, right? So now, because we have this as last arena, he has 2 million more. So the most annoying boss fight takes like twice as long. Somebody at Zenimax just really fucking hates stamina setups. Of course. So far, so good, to be honest. What color is he? Okay, we're not gonna interrupt all. Okay, I guess we're gonna interrupt all. He's gonna change colors soon, I guess. But if he does, we will just wait. Actually, that's not a good idea. What color does he have? Okay, nice. Grotto. Sword and border wall is pretty cool. I guess we can just block this. Okay, of course. Are you shit? Oh shit, I've... Now I gotta be careful. Because... Gonna do one more phase. Oh my god, dude. That's why this boss fight is so frustrating. You're like, okay, let me place all my damage over time effects. The boss is like, haha, change color. I'm not sure, is he like taking... I feel like I'm doing less damage than before. Come on, just die, just die. Of course. Oh, I can't move. This is also buggy sometimes. Another great feature. Oh, I hate this stage. I guess you can tell. Just too many like random mechanics that happen randomly. But too many mechanics that happened randomly at the same time. Did you get all stamina buffs? You got 4 out of 5. Where did I miss? Oh, maybe he was on the secret boss. Okay. Now this is going to be even more interesting. Let's see if he survives. There is a lot of ads, so our sustain might be a bit better. I hope so, otherwise we will have a lot of problems. Because these big boys are very annoying. But we have... oh god, that's a lot of damage, what the hell? Ooh, did I get hit by that? I'm not sure. Come on, boss. Just teleport here, please. No? Okay. I'm gonna go to the red zone first. There we go. I hate this stage the most, so I'm going here first. Let's keep up. My damage is pretty good. Like, I feel like I had worse damage on my Mag Warden. And my sustain is like beautiful. I'm not sure does that actually hit. Yeah, shit. Keep forgetting they changed this. A Noxious Breath has quite a big range, so even though it is a spammable, like a meaty spammable. Let me keep up my... Where shall we go next? Oh god. Oh shit, that could actually kill me. Let's go, let's go. Ooh. Of course. I place my shit and the boss moves out. Very kind. I can just ignore the other guy. Go back. Again, here it's very tricky because the moment you come back, you're not gonna have any damage. So Ring of the Pyrelord, if you have him, he will not heal you. So you gotta make sure to have like Echoing Vigor active. Possible. Oh shit, oh shit. Dodge roll, shield. This is very... I just have to keep moving and then we should be fine. Like all these fucking mobs. Good lord. There's so much damage. What the hell? Oh my god, what was that? Decent damage. Well, now it's gonna get really... Okay, let me actually apply here. Very nice. Dodge roll this. Kinda hard hitting the right enemy. The game of buffs. Having them or not, now I'm just gonna spam Noxious and block. Actually. Oh, whoa, whoa. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Such a creature for this challenge. Vateshran's rights now.
Did we actually... Let's see.
More than we expected. Well,
Complete Vateshran Hollows within 45 minutes without using a siege and without dying. Yeah, we got the Trifecta. With the meme build. Kinda hilarious. Big Chonkers. Big Chungus. Or what's the last boss in Halls called? I can't remember. Let's see. Dagger Shield. Yeah. Useless. So let's quickly analyze this last fight. The Noxious Breath. Our main damage ability, the 11k in total. Now let's see. This here is the spammable. So this is the upfront damage. Opposed to the damage over time effect, which only did a very little. But yeah, you see how strong this ability can be. Endless Hail was the second one. It's powerful ability, especially with the Maelstrom Bow. Light Attack, Venomous Claw, also very strong. Flames of Oblivion. It was a little bit tricky to apply it to the main boss because there was so many enemies. Consuming Trap. Now, let's actually see. Do we see? No, I don't think it shows, huh? But yeah, I will showcase in a second. What Consuming Trap is just so good. Now, even more interesting is this here. Let's first see. Yeah, the penetration values have... I should have 13k. It's probably buggy. It might just be the other one, but anyway. Ring of the Pale Order. Link in the description. It's a mythic item. We have it on all our websites, like where you can get the pieces on eso-hub. It's all there. It healed 65% of my total healing. The average healing tick was only 350, right? So they could nerf the max tick here down to like 1000 and it would not matter at all. Because the average healing tick is so small, but you see, this fight took 6 minutes and it procced 1800 times. That's crazy. Because it doesn't have a 1 second cooldown. At least not yet. But again, it's a great way to sell the DLC and the chapter because you need the DLC and Greymore to get it. Because parts of the set drop in Markarth and you need the Antiquity system. So you need Greymore too. Echoing Vigor. Very powerful heal over time. Like I said, the 10-second version is just way superior compared to the 4-second version. That's why we use this. Smart people in PvE use Echoing Vigor. There was the second one with 14 and then Briarheart 10%. Now, these look kinda low, but you have to see, if Ring of the Pale Order was not here, Echoing Vigor would have like 60, 65% and Briarheart like 35, something like that, 40% healing. But it just looks very small because the Pale Order ring is just completely busted. Now for the build. 5 Briarheart. I love this set. Front bar. When you deal critical damage, you increase your weapon damage by 450 for 10 seconds. While this effect is active, your critical strikes heal you for 349 health. And this also doesn't have an internal cooldown. And when you look here, my average weapon crit was like 53%. So, and I have a lot of damage over time effects. So tick, 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 tick all the time. So the heal will go off constantly. Then, Vicious Serpent. This is the second set. Very powerful, 8% cost reduction on skills, and it gives you 2400 stamina, and it gives you speed buff on top of that when an enemy dies. So on boss fights, when there was several monsters, I barely had sustain issues. I only had sustain issues where there was only the boss and nothing else, so I had to do heavy attacks there. All bloodthirsty. weapon damage enchants, and then the Ring of the Pale Order restores 80% of the damage you deal as health. And when we look, my overall damage is like 35% and 18% second, like ticks a lot. It's crazy. Very, very strong. Now, sword and board. I just use divines on all pieces here, and I have I have 6 medium, 1 heavy. Yeah, I gotta be 6 medium, 1 heavy. Back bar, Maelstrom bow. You don't need the perfected version, you can just run the normal version and it will do fine, because you can get it from normal Maelstrom, very easy. And you don't need the weapon crit that it offers anyway. So why is this so strong? First off, you apply this and you weapon swap. The Maelstrom bow stays active on the front bar, so you will get the increased damage even when you're on the front bar. Now, the next thing, the weapon damage enchantment on the back bar will also keep getting activated. So you basically get 550 weapon damage permanently for free. Our average weapon damage was 4,400, right? So if you don't do that, you lose so much damage and weapon damage, which will also affect your front bar damage abilities. Kinda nuts. A lot of people forget that. And then you can wear One Piece monster set. It doesn't matter what you wear. I just run Stonekeeper because the One Piece bonus has like stamina, magic and health. And I can use all of it. Champion points, you can check them on the website. They're always there. Now, defensive stance, I haven't really used that a lot. I just have this here. While you have a shield equipped, the amount of damage you can block is increased by 10% and the cost of blocking is reduced. So if we have to block a little bit, it will be cheaper and we can mitigate more damage. Venomous Claw, very powerful damage over time effect. And once again, we have this cool passive. Where is it? World in Ruin. The second part decreases the cost of your stamina poison abilities by 25%. So it only costs 1,400 stamina, it's basically free. Same with Noxious Breath. Very cheap, AoE spammable. You don't get it often, and because we have this juicy passive, it gets the cost reduced. Here's a buttload of upfront damage and damage over time. Fragmented Shield. I have this here. So I get Helping Hands passive, restores 1000 stamina. And Minor Brutality, so I get 10% more weapon damage. And I also get a little bit extra ulti. On top of the shield, but which is very small. And you also get Major Mending, increasing your healing. Echoing Vigor, like I mentioned before, you don't want the other morph, because the other morph only lasts 4 seconds. Whereas the Echoing Vigor lasts 10 seconds, and the heal is still more powerful than we need it to be. You see, my max heal tick was like 5,760 and my average like 1,400. It's more than enough because we have a lot of other sources of healing. And it's nice, you activate this and you can forget about it. If Resolving Vigor, oh, 4 seconds. Oh, I have to activate it again, it's just too small. Spell Wall, you could use any ultimate here, but this one is nice because it just mitigates pretty much all damage at no cost and reflects ranged attacks. And don't forget, Dragonknights have the unique feature when you activate the ulti, you get magical stamina and health back. Backbar, Endless Hail for AoE damage and single target, Consuming Trap. I mostly place this on smaller enemies and sometimes also the big ones if I have the Magicka. But again, if a small enemy dies, you restore 6,000 health, 2,000 Magicka and 8,000 stamina. So it's just a very nice sustain tool on top of it dealing physical damage. Shuffle. So originally, like, I have Volatile here, but the thing is, because we have too many magic abilities, our Magicka pool doesn't hold up. That's why I changed to Shuffle for this specific run here. To give me Major Evasion, so I get 20% AoE damage reduction, which is nice. Barber Trap deals good single target damage and gives you minor force, increasing critical damage by 10%. Flames of Oblivion, very good AoE damage. When we look here, it's pretty high up. Very strong. even though it is fire damage. And the Flawless Dawnbreaker is my like damage ultimate. If I'm not in immediate danger, I just use this because I can push more damage. I also get more weapon damage and so on. Skill setup, let's check out the outfit, and I will show you the Ring of the Pyrelord in a second on the website. This build was actually a lot of fun to play. There was like 1-2 clutch moment, but apart from that, that's not really the build's fault. It's like that's the problem on all stamina setups. Oh, and you might have seen I had more health and stamina in the arena. That's because we got orbs. I can show you this real quick. When we are going, I don't know, eso-hub. To the guides, Vateshran, misclick. I'm not done yet, but I will finish the guide soon. I will have it ready for a live launch. There is like 3 different orbs that you can pick up and remnants. So the big orb gives you 5,000 stamina, magic or health, depending on which one you pick. Then there's 5 small orbs and each of them give you another 1,000. So you can get an extra of 10,000 health and stamina, or like health and stamina, magicka. You can get all 3, but 2 of them, depending on what order you do the arena in. It's all explained on the website there. Link in the description. Now my outfit. So this, funny. So the head is just a Stonekeeper head. Then we have Arc Sand Armory. It's basically all Arc Sand style. This one will come with Markcraft DLC. There's like Arc Sand zone or outfit style. I'm not sure when exactly we'll launch, but it is from the new DLC. Void Pitch. Like this here is the base color, and then the black is the new Void Pitch dye that you get from Vateshran Hollows as well in here. You can do that one from normal mode, so you don't need to be afraid. Like, oh, I can't do that and so I can't get it. It's not true. You can just do it normal mode. It takes a little bit time because like you gotta grind, but easy peasy. I'll also have a guide for that on the website. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please. Please, please, please. Like I mentioned, eso-hub, it has like all set skills. We're also working on like German support, French support, like for example the Witches Festival, it has French translation, German, English, it's all here. You also see when there is an event going on and when drops are active. And if you, like we could look for Briarheart now, so that's a set I had. Ring of the Pyrelord, you can pretty much check all of it here. And we have the locations where the leads drop. Yeah, it tells you when it's only on the PTS. But like I said, it's all a mythic item, so you need Greymore to actually be able to get this sexy piece. And there's a lot more other things, like, okay, just wrote a news article on what changes and what new things you can get from the new DLC. There's plenty of housing items and just a lot of cool stuff. alcasthq.com for builds. There's dungeon builds, there's solo builds. There's like a lot. If you need dungeon setups for groups, solo builds, Cyrodiil, there's plenty. These and obviously also beginner guides that will help new players a lot. Crafting, fashion, everything is here. Make sure to check out the website. This is my main hub area. Everything evolves around alcasthq.com. Twitch. I live stream usually on the weekends when I have time. So make sure to follow me over there as well. My Instagram, I'm trying to grow this slowly. The YouTube channel here, so please don't forget to subscribe. And also I do have a second YouTube channel where I upload past live streams. Discord server, the Twitter, and the Facebook. All these things in the description, so yeah. So I really enjoyed this run. Easier than I thought it would be, to be honest. I only had like twice clutch moments, and it pretty much was my own fault because I didn't watch my sustain that much. Should have done a little bit more heavy attacks or used like the consuming trap to get sustain back. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.